7 years ago, volunteers of Pinghe community in Zhanghua County's Dachun Township jointly founded a plant and tree bank named the Secret Garden of Trees and Flowers. It's actually a 6,600 square meter space with more than 10,000 trees and abundant wildlife and vegetation. Recently, it began generating solar power, supplying some 2/3 of the power to this ecological park.
Today, the weather is cooperating, providing a little bit of light rain, so we don't need to provide any water. This is actually the best weather for planting trees.
This spring rain is well suited for planting trees. These volunteers are all working at this tree bank, not just planting seedlings, but hope for the future.
You can't just plant trees. There are 3 important rules. You must select the right variety of tree, the right location, and the right way to nourish it.
Emperor moth larvae like to eat the leaves of this umbrella tree, also known as Schefflera. This is the reason why this particular tree is so abundant here, as each tree serves a purpose. Initially, this tree bank covered some 6,600 square meters in space, supporting some 5,000 trees. In the past 7 years, the trees have doubled in number, greatly contributing to carbon reduction. Tree planting is just the first step in reducing carbon emissions. A few months ago, 6 solar panels were installed on the old water tower with help from Zhengzhou University of Science and Technology and volunteer electricians. Generating 1,100 watts of power each hour, they supply more than 70% of the electricity needed by this park, cutting the monthly electricity bill from $90 to $30. Furthermore, this wasn't a government-backed program, but residents paying for this green power. Former leader of Dachun Township Heping community, Guo Junyin, was the inspiration behind the garden, creating attractive flowers and grass, as well as shade of a forest. Aside from the sun, this area is also blessed with water resources.
This was an abandoned hillside that has now been turned into the Secret Garden in Dachun Township, relying on the hard work of community volunteers, which made full use of the slope of the terrain to pipe in spring water without an electric motor to create this natural ecological pool.
People like to say that catching clams and washing plants at the same time. In this ditch, you can see lots of clams, and here's a baby clam.
It's a small place, but they have a lot of ideas. For example, we discovered they did a lot of landscaping, taking their inspiration from natural elements.
With the recognition from the public, these community volunteers are even more inspired to undertake environmental projects and show their love for the earth.